All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Again Reviews. We're back with more of our MCU Road to Avengers Endgame reviews, where we're watching everything in chronological order. And I realized I needed to get going because Endgame comes out in a week and a couple of days, and I'm only on Spider-Man Homecoming, which is the second best Spider-Man movie. If you count Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, it's still number 2. But it's good. You know, like the first thing I thought of when I saw this movie pulled up, and it gives us the Sony logo, it gives us the Columbia logo, it gives us the beginning scene, and then it gives us Marvel a little bit. And I just looked at it and went, fuck you, Sony. Just give, charge whatever you want, but like have Disney write you a check for Spider-Man, because look, I like your games most of the time. I like your PS4 Pros. But just stop with the Spider-Man stuff. And Venom too, throw Venom in, because you guys are going to fuck it up eventually here. Maybe not with Far From Home, but you're going to fuck it up eventually here. Just get on board with the money train. Disney will make you more money if you give them power, even if it sucks. I still get the chills at this beginning. I love the whole explanation of damage control, because I've been wondering when they were going to ever work that in, the explanation of how does this all get cleaned up. It's a small thing, but it's a big thing to me. Just that you have to dot the I's of the comic book world. But I really love Michael Keaton's introduction to this. He's a working class guy. He just wants to, do for his family. But then he gets done dirty by, damage control, like the people who are in charge of these things. Because it's not like Tony Stark said, go down there right now, this second, break up the party, tell them to get the fuck out. No, this is the lower level stuff. So this is the stuff that can get corrupted. Once the closer to street level you get, the further away from, being in, with the Avengers that there are. You know what I'm saying? Like if Tony Stark was in charge of this, like really in charge of this, I don't think it would have gone down this way. But the more bureaucracy that comes into all this, and the more politics and politicians and people with their handouts, that's why I think it went down like this. But I like Michael Keaton's kind of street level villain. He's a step up from let's call like a Luke Cage villain. There's step ups from that, but still they're doing it for, Vulture's doing it for reasons that, while may not be good, it's like trying to explain Thanos, you almost understand where they're coming from, but you're fucking crazy. But I really do dig it, and Michael Keaton is one of my favorite villains from this. But is he? I mean, yeah, he is. What am I talking about? I'm kind of doing what the movie does at some points. I love the theme song that they still have in here. One thing I'm not a fan of, and full spoilers, by the way, for this movie, is that that song that they play when he just gets to school. I don't know. It's the one that they play in movies like Horrible Bosses and stuff. Oh man, I can't even think of it now. The Kids News channel is really funny. The girl who plays Betty Brant, I love her. I love the awkwardness of it all, but I love her because she was in one of my favorite movies, The Nice Guys, as Ryan Gosling's daughter. And speaking of which, I just got to do this part real quick, because this movie is stacked with people that you know from things. And not just big names, but look, an Avengers movie has, you've got your main stars, right? So you already know you're getting that. But this is Spider-Man Homecoming, and this is who they've got in this movie for one point or another. Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, Robert Downey Jr., Marissa Tomei, Jon Favreau, Gwyneth Paltrow, Zendaya, Donald Glover, Tony Revolori, Bokeem Woodbine, Tyne Daly, Hannibal Buress, Kenneth Choi, Martin Starr, love you, man. Michael Mando, Logan Marshall Green from fucking Upgrade is in this. Jennifer Connelly. Didn't know I was going to react that way when I read the name. Jennifer Connelly is in this. She plays Karen, the suit voice. It's very fitting because her husband is Paul Bettany, who was Jarvis for a while until he became Vision. So the robotic voices run in the marriage. Sorry. If I think about Jennifer Connelly too much, I will probably like drift off into a childhood memory of huge monumental crushness going on there. I have got it bad for Jennifer Connelly ever since Labyrinth. Really, mostly like more like The Rocketeer, but we're getting off track. But anyway, wait, I'm looking. There's still more here. Man, as soon as I get to Jennifer Connelly, it was like somebody stuck. It was like the pipe in the spokes in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I just went. There's somebody else in here. There's his little team of people. Also has the guy from Orange Is the New Black. One of the other the teachers is from Orange Is the New Black. You got Hemke Madera. He's from Weeds. You got the guy who got blown up by Daryl on The Walking Dead. I don't know where he is in here. Well, Chris Evans is in it too. Captain America himself. I mean, this is just one of the most stacked casts I have ever freaking seen in my life. Like, here's like, they say no small parts, man. This movie has a ton of small parts, or no small roles. This has so many people and so many key roles. It's crazy. One of the things I don't understand is is Ned. I don't know how jobs work. Jesus Christ. Okay, so this kid understands computers and all this stuff, but he doesn't understand how like a paycheck works. I've given him passes the other times I've watched it, but since I'm reviewing it this time, I don't particularly care for Ned. And he's one of the symptoms of the things that are wrong in this movie, and that's the cliches. Again, every other time I've watched this, I haven't had to review it. And so I just kind of let my brain just kind of enjoy the spider goodness that I've been wanting ever since I was fucking 15. But when I have to put a critical eye to it, the cliches and the cliched scenes and cliched writing and cliched characters are one of the only things that hold this damn movie down. I mean, for real this time. There's just so many things like, you're absolutely not going on this trip. He goes on the trip. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you can just come in here? I mean, I don't know. Like, there's just so many scenes of just things that have been done forever that I think I'm supposed to think it's cute, but I'm kind of like when the lady in the elevator is like, we are perfectly safe. And then Peter's suit goes, they are not perfectly safe. We are absolutely fine. The things are working. And then they cut to the suit, and everything is not working fine. Like, it's just little things like that just kind of bugged me. And I'm getting like shaking my camera. I'm getting so irritated about it. But it's little stuff like that that just holds this movie back from being truly great. Because it's just a little too much of it. You know, there's some cheese in here too that just kind of like whatever. But I mean, I dealt with cheese with the Sam Raimi movies. But what saves this movie, and I shouldn't say saves this movie, what holds this movie together is its cast, mostly. It's most of the cast. And the world that they've built. And I mean, getting a really good street level villain and getting a really good, like the perfect Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire had the Peter Parker stuff down cold. Peter Parker was a dork. Unfortunately, we didn't get enough time of him in school. His first movie, they graduated, right? They finished school in that movie, and then they jumped to college in the second movie. And you know what I mean? Like, at least they start this kid at 15 years old. And he doesn't look like Tobey Maguire did in the first Spider-Man movie. He looked like he was 30 in the first movie. But so they've got the Peter Parker right. They've got Peter Parker and Spider-Man right in this, though. And Vulture's really good. And the world, the MCU world, and knowing how everything is connected helps this movie out as well. Let's see. I like the new direction of MJ with Zendaya. I like the quiz kids in this movie. The kid that's like the little, what is he? I don't know, Nigerian or something. That's always ringing the bell and like calling Flash out on his shit. I like that. An Indian kid named Flash Thompson. Okay, I guess. And I'm not being serious when I say, is this reverse whitewashing? Because because Flash Thompson has been universally a like stereotypical jock white boy, and I know I'm just being a dick. Okay, they're always saying whitewashing, whitewashing. Well, isn't there reverse whitewashing? Not really. Come on. I don't care that. I like the guy who plays Flash Thompson, especially from the Grand Budapest Hotel, where he played Zero. Loving that. The guy from Weeds is the bodega owner. I was thinking, yeah, he's probably selling weed in the back through a tunnel. The soundtrack to this movie is another thing. I'm not a big fan of the. I like a lot of the music, but just not in this movie. Like I said, that I'm done with that song. I am done with that song. The Ramones, look, I think the Ramones are fine. I don't understand it here really. If you want to be mad at me for not liking the music, be mad at me for not liking the music. I like the music, just not in this movie. The logistics of changing costumes, I love that. Where it's like literally like really are. And they kind of did that with the Raimi movies and the Andrew Garfield ones. But this one, it really was funny. And I do like that he is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. They really... in a montage of like, this movie has, I think, like 3 or 4 montages, by the way. But in this like whole friendly neighborhood Spider-Man thing, the little montage they show, I like that. We got a Stan Lee cameo, which fits. Put him in the neighborhood. That works a lot. But like, he's bored, and I just the thought comes to me like how I feel right now in my life. Now that I've started to branch out and see the world, see that the world is bigger now. I used to know that. For a long time, I forgot it. And recently, seeing the bigger world, I am not satisfied with just sitting here, almost actually on a farm. I'm not, but it might as well be. In the country, I am. How do I, not want to do more? Like, I feel like Peter here, where he's just bored. Like, he sees the bigger world, and he's not allowed to participate in it. That's how I feel in my life right now, where I'm just like, I've got all these things now that I've seen. Like, I've been to a convention, and that changed my life. It shouldn't have, but it really did. Maybe it was just getting out of the house and being away for that long, but whatever. It didn't. I don't want to get too far off track, but it really hit home for me. Like, I understand Peter's frustration with just having to be sitting there at street level all the time when everybody else is doing it. I also caught an Easter egg that I don't think I ever caught the first time, or like first 5, 6, 7 times. I didn't catch it till now. There's like a vandal, like what do they call it, tagging, spray painting of Mark Bagley's name in the background. I thought that was a pretty nice homage because he took over for Eric Larson in The Amazing Spider-Man in the like early 90s. Like more like mid 90s. Let's see. Marissa Tomei is such a perfect Aunt May. She's still hot enough, but just old enough, to get it. I mean, like, she gets noticed by every fucking buddy, from Tony to the guy who wants to give her the dessert for free and stuff. I thought that's great. And I wrote Ned's dumb. Ned's dumb. And I don't like it. Give Ned to Miles Morales. Miles needs high school dorky friends. Give him to... Doesn't Miles Morales even have like somebody that's kind of like Ned? Like, can we just... I know they want him to have a best friend, but he's not... The actor's doing fine. He's doing what they tell him to do. But the way they wrote his character... I mean, because I wrote down... The next thing I wrote was stupid cliche sitcom high school bullshit. I know that they do it because it's, I don't know. It's just, we've seen it so much. I'm so tired of it. When Zendaya's at the party and she's like, am I? Yeah, you are. You're at the party. Ugh. I don't know. Some of these little details like work for me and some of them don't. I really appreciate the little small moments with the school children that'll just pop up out of nowhere. But Zendaya is kind of fine. Like when she goes like this to him near the end, that's funny. But the whole, like, am I at the party? Like, I don't know. After this many times, I'm just kind of like, yeah, chick, you are. You're at the party. We get it. You're complicated and deep. Donald Glover in this movie. Why? I like, don't get me wrong, I love Donald Glover. It's just, again, like this could have gone to anyone. There must have been, everybody was trying to get on board with this movie or something, because this part could have gone to somebody that's really struggling out there, that's like, oh man, you know, like imagine being in the like casting office and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna get the Andrew Davis or whatever his name was part in this movie. I'm going up for it, man. I'm gonna have a scene with Tom Holland, and then you know got all these dudes just like sitting in this room trying to like figure it out, and then they just kind of go open the door, or they see Donald Glover walk by, or somebody in the office just opens the door and says, Donald Glover's taking the part, your guys are no longer needed. I don't know. The vulture bat symbol when he flies him all the way up and you only see it for like a split second, maybe less. That's pretty cool. When Tony gets mad, I wanted to tell him, like, just tell him Happy doesn't listen to me. But the way the script drives it, you know, it's not use getting mad about, I guess. Keaton is great. I wrote next. Accidental killer. I like when he accidentally kills David Gordon Green, or I think that's his name, from Upgrade, where he just blasts him. I like the subtle shocker costume to it as well. When they're like trying to hide from Vulture's guys and the kid taps on the window. What are you doing? He's like, nothing. What are you doing? Chess. Those are little funny moments that I do like. It's just, and that kid comes back at the end, which is great. But yeah, like I wrote again, understands computers, man. Like he's taking apart his suit and like, all these subsystems. But don't ask him about minimum wage. He can't wrap his head around that. Jennifer Connelly, I wrote that again. So my mind was going to Jennifer Connelly. Look, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you didn't grow up in the late 80s, early 90s as a teenager. And seeing Jennifer Connelly in movies like Opportunity Knocks, where she's riding the... Just check it out. I wrote down the Washington Monument is not that tall. They just kept panning back and forth, and he was like never any further up the damn building. And I just kept going, man, you know, like he could just run like in the fucking video games. His Spider-Man voice, I love his Spider-Man voice. He's like a tough Italian guy. Hey, don't you worry, guys, I got yous. Stop fucking moving, Ned. I wrote that, but he was on the elevator. Martin Starr, when they have him talking about how there was a lost kid another trip, not again, and he's got tears in his eyes, that laughed so hard because it made me think of The Simpsons when they lost the little German kid on the field trip a long time ago, guys. This is like, most of you probably weren't even born yet when that episode came out. Yeah, I don't know. Lame cat videos. I was thinking, like, man, I wonder how weird, like, theoretically this happened, right? So Cap had to film these like school information videos, teaching videos. And I mean, he's doing a great job of like, hi, I am blah blah blah. I mean, I want to see like more than just like they had at the end and stuff. Like, I want to see the outtakes of Cap. Like not Chris Evans' outtakes, but Captain America's outtakes from the videos. I would love to see that. Michael Mando as Matt Gargan. So we got our Scorpion, everybody. Matt Gargan is the Scorpion. Michael Mando from Better Call Saul and Far Cry 3 and what's that? Orphan Black. Michael Mando is fucking the tits, man. Tony's pissed, I wrote down. Best door opening reveal ever. I remember even when I saw this movie and Michael Keaton was at the door when Peter knocked, I went, oh fuck. Like normally I see this shit coming. That was a great reveal. It really, really was. Can Peter be any more obvious? Again, the cliches where the character's so nervous he can't stop looking at the bad guy. Like, stop looking like, why would they write that in there? Why? I know you're awkward, but you know what happens when you're awkward? You just look down. You just look down, man. You don't look at the fucking thing that you're scared of. I don't know. But the conversation in the car is great. Because he just puts it to him plainly. Like, look, man, you know, you saved her life and I owe you, but you get in my way and I'm going to kill everybody. Here's a little couple of things that we maybe need to keep paying attention to for future, like if they ever drop it on us. Was Happy mentioning Thor's magic belt and Cap's new prototype shield. I yet to see a magic belt or a new shield, so who knows when those will pop up in Endgame, maybe? I don't know. See, now I'm doing it. The whole fucking... What if Cap gets a new shield? What'll it be made out of? Will it work with Thor's magic belt? Whoa. I love the Vulture suit. I really do. Normally I don't like these kind of retconned ideas, like when they took the Green Goblin suit and made it the Green Goblin for Sam Raimi's movies, and I thought, what a fucking terrible, terrible suit. But this one works. It looks really cool. When Peter says, "Oh, I'm gonna piss off my girlfriend," and I was like, "Really, Peter? You didn't even have a dance, one dance, and you haven't even had, so you didn't even finish a date. She is not your girlfriend." But I think maybe you just think that way when you're kids. I don't know. Does Michael Keaton's character not have any money in the bank? Why can't he quit? He seemed to be doing pretty well with himself. So is he a paycheck-to-paycheck villain? Preet tries to go to the dance, but he doesn't. The kid in the bathroom at the end of the movie, that was great. He just does the full washing the hands. And Peter saving Vulture, Michael Keaton. And then having Michael Keaton tell Gargan at the end in the credits sequence that he doesn't, you know, if I knew him, he'd be dead. This movie is really good. I hope they improve upon some of the cliched shit. I've seen, you know, I may be off trailers, but the trailer for this came out. Yeah, I'm off trailers for like a year. I haven't seen a trailer since the weekend of Us came out. So it's been a few weeks. But I've seen this the Far From Home trailer, and it looks like it's still kind of have a lot of that cliched high school bullshit. But I think we're going to get a lot of other good stuff too. I'm really happy that this movie is, you know, I knew Tom Holland was going to be good in this, but I didn't know it was going to be this good. And even though despite my problems with it, I do really, really like it. It is one of my favorite Spider-Man movies, and it's definitely my favorite Spider-Man actor. Yeah, I think that's about it. I hope that was enough for you. I think I'm weird enough in my videos to be entertaining most of the time. So, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And another thing you got to remember about these reviews is these are movies I've already seen and talked about in length. So when my review isn't like I do these reviews different than I do like a brand new movie that we need to talk about like on a different level. So I hope you're enjoying my style of doing these. Otherwise, we will be back with Thor Ragnarok, and then tomorrow we're gonna do Thor Ragnarok tomorrow because I really got to up my game on this because I've still got to do Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and a kind of a re-look at Captain Marvel before Endgame comes out in about 9 days. So 9 days and like 5 or 6 movies. So what the fuck was that? This is Robin Smirking on Reviews saying have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye.